Hello, I'm Nicolette Pomper-Van-Sale, editor of ESI magazine, and I'm coming to you from the African Utility Week studio. Today with me I have Chris Mensah-Bonsu, who is the Principal Technical Consulting Advisor to the Ghana Grid Company Limited in Ghana. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you, Nicolette.
Chris, I'd like to start off by asking you what are the developments that are taking place in Ghana at the moment?
Yeah, first of all, Nicolette, let me thank you for a well-organized African Utility Conference 2016, a very successful one. Let me take also this opportunity to introduce the team that came with me from Ghana. This is William Amuna, the CEO of the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Grid Company is here with me, and so is the Bernard Mode, who is the Director of System Operations, and also the Chief Executive Officer of the Volta River Authority Ghana, Mr. Kelk Kofi. They are here with me with other people as a Ghana delegation to the 2016 African Utility Week Conference.
These are people that are from Ghana that are looking at solutions from African Utility Week.
Exactly, and they want to come here and learn and share their lessons with others. So here we've been part of the presentations. I just completed the presentation on renewables. Yesterday we did a presentation on electricity markets as it goes on in Ghana.
So these are a lot of developments that are taking place in the country. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so there are several key fronts in Ghana, and one of them is the area of renewable energy. As you may know, the government of Ghana has set a goal for 10% renewable integration by 2020. Now, the load, all peak time load for Ghana, as we stand today, is about 2,400 megawatts. But 2020, we're looking at over 4,000 megawatts. So 10% of it is a cautiously optimistic and conservative, but it's achievable. And so we're looking at, by 2020, 400 megawatts of renewable energy. Now, when we talk about renewable energy, many people don't understand. They think it's just solar photovoltaic. We do have solar photovoltaic. We have run-of-the-river hydropower with a small power less than 30 megawatts that obviously do not have any storage implications. We also have biogas, biomass, and others, and wind in particular. And Ghana considers all of these as part of the portfolio to fill the 10%.
That sounds like a very good energy mix.
Yes, and that is what you would like to see. Because if you have a lot of renewable generation, for instance, the run-of-the-river hydropower combined with solar and wind scattered around the whole country of Ghana and West Africa, it helps in operational sense. So that when there is an outage in a certain part of the system, there is also generation to support it.
What are the challenges that not only Ghana but the whole West African region are experiencing around developing these renewable energy projects?
The biggest challenge for developing renewable energy is credit to take pre-financing these projects, and also credible off-takers to come in and do it. You know, the government is doing its part by setting up all the policies, enabling environment for investors to come in, but we're yet to see them coming. Ghana has been very lucky since we have put in place a lot of activities and policies to enable this. We've seen tender coming in, and we have almost around the corner to award the first 20 megawatt project that is going to be connected to the grid. And Ghana has also been partnering with China and to develop their capabilities in Ghana, the bench strength, and also Germany. The German Development Agency, GIZ, is also working with Ghana government to make sure that we achieve a successful renewable integration.
So the wholesale electricity market in Ghana, what does that look like today, and what do you envision it will look like in the future?
Okay, today Ghana has already moved ahead towards the direction of Ghana wholesale electricity markets. In Ghana today, we have independent power producers. We have about 7 of them, including the national state-owned generation company, Volta River Authority. Now, they are separate from the grid, transmission grid, but in Ghana they refer to as the National Interconnected Transmission System. So already there is a semblance of markets in there with the Ghana Grid Company operating and managing the grid. And then you have generators or IPPs, independent power producers, on one side, and then distribution customers on the other side. So it is already there now, but we don't have a fully fledged electricity market, wholesale electricity markets. The phase one of the electricity market in Ghana is to allow participants to test the waters, to learn how to submit schedules, bid into the market, and that has already taken off. Now the next phase is to come in and fill out a fully fledged electricity market involving pricing and quantity submission with an engine that will solve the market problem together with transmission constraints, taking into consideration the load forecast, and then get a very efficient market in place.
When do you see this happening? Is there a deadline that they are working towards?
As we speak, last year, Ghana Grid Company, in order to facilitate the markets. By the way, the Ghana Grid Company is the one that operates and manages the electricity markets in Ghana. They are also mandated to ensure that all market participants are treated equally in a very fair, transparent, and non-discriminatory access to the grid. So the phase two, as I mentioned, is a fully fledged electricity market. Ghana is close to awarding a contract to a consultant who would design the rules, the market rules. And after the rules, we are expecting the rules to be completed before next year by this time. Once the rules are completed, then we go for request for proposal and a request for bid for the implementation itself. So not so long, we're going to have a very fully fledged electricity markets in Ghana that takes into account energy, transmission, loads, and everything that has to go with it, and ancillary services.
With that very solid base, that would then increase investor confidence. So what do you advise African nations, not only in West Africa, but the full continent? What do you advise them in terms of increasing that investor confidence?
My advice to the rest of Africa, and Ghana inclusive, because we are not there yet, we're moving towards that direction. My personal advice to them is transparency. We need transparency in our design, in how we deal with the markets and market participants, and anybody who touches the electricity industry needs to view us or perceive us as being transparent. If you are transparent, and also the legal framework must be clear so that people know what to do, they don't have to guess. If we bring transparency into the system, I think, and also coupled with all the incentives that are put in place, I think the investors will come in.
So lastly, there has been talk about the possibility of an African power pool. How is this possible? What would it look like?
I believe today we operate the utility industry in Africa in segments. Now, as a power engineer, I can tell you there is benefit of liaisoning with other control areas. Even within the little West Africa sub-region, with the 13 countries in there, we have different geographical diversity. Different countries peak in their demand different times. When they have reserve, that can be shipped to the other countries. So if you have South Africa power pool with Eskom in there, Eskom has coal, nuclear, and we have West Africa, we have some hydro. Kenya, they have some thermal units, geothermals, and we all peak at different times because the sun sets and rises at different times. So if we're able to build networks across, transmission network across, that pool, Africa power pool, the dream will come true. But it will take us some time. We need to do a lot of work in our local, regional levels in the power pools and take the benefits of those regional power pools to help make power accessible to our inhabitants and also make it more reliable for our people and across the border transfers.
A lot of work will go into making that dream a reality. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us all the way from California to Cape Town and sharing your thoughts with us.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. I'm Nicolette Pomba-Van Zyl, editor of ESI Magazine, coming to you from the African Utility Week studio.